Ever wonder why the fate of Middle-earth rested on the shoulders of a small, unassuming hobbit? Why Frodo Baggins? Why not a powerful wizard like Gandalf, a valiant warrior like Aragorn, or a noble elf like Legolas? It's a question that gets to the very heart of Tolkien's world, and the answer is far more complex than just a simple twist of fate. Let us get one thing straight. The One Ring didn't choose Frodo in the way it might choose a powerful new master. The ring's one and only desire is to return to Sauron. It's a sentient, malevolent object, constantly seeking power and a way back home. It influences, it tempts, it corrupts, but its ultimate goal is reunion with its creator. So, how did it end up with Frodo? Well, we have to rewind a bit. The ring was first found by Deagle, who was immediately murdered for it by his friend Smeagol. The ring's evil twisted Smeagol into the creature Gollum, who possessed it for nearly 500 years, hiding away in the dark. The ring eventually abandoned Gollum, sensing an opportunity to be found, and that's when Bilbo Baggins stumbled upon it in the Goblin Tunnels. This is the first crucial point. Bilbo's finding of the ring was an act of pure chance, or what Gandalf would call a strange fate. Bilbo wasn't seeking power. He didn't kill for it. He took it, yes, but his initial interaction with the ring was far less corrupting than Gollum's. More importantly, Bilbo showed the ring an act of mercy. When he had the chance to kill Gollum, he chose not to. This act of pity set a precedent. It showed that a hobbit's heart could resist the ring's immediate, violent temptations. Years later, the ring passed from Bilbo to his heir Frodo. Again, this wasn't the ring's choice. In fact, Gandalf orchestrated this transfer, hoping to keep the ring safe in the Shire, a place so remote and unimportant that Sauron would never think to look there. The plan was for the ring to remain hidden, not for it to be carried to Mordor. The situation changed when Gollum was captured and tortured, revealing two crucial words to Sauron, Shire, and Baggins. The secret was out. The ring could no longer stay hidden. At the Council of Elrond, the Fellowship's mission was decided. And here's where we get to the core of why Frodo, when the council debated who should take the ring, a great silence fell. Everyone present understood the immense danger. Elrond and Gandalf knew that sending a powerful being would be a disaster. Someone like Gandalf or Galadriel would be tempted to use the ring, believing they could wield it for good. But as Galadriel herself said, through her, the ring would gain a power, great and terrible. The desire to do good would be twisted into a new tyranny. The ring would simply replace one Dark Lord with another. Even a great man like Aragorn or Boromir was too susceptible. Boromir's fall to the ring's temptation is a perfect example of this. His desire to protect his people, a noble goal, was the very weakness the ring exploited. He saw the ring as a weapon to be used against the enemy, but that is the ring's greatest lie. It cannot be used for good. Its only function is domination. So, why Frodo? Because hobbits, by their very nature, are the antithesis of everything the ring represents. They are simple folk. They don't desire great power, wealth, or dominion over others. Their ambitions are small: a good meal, a comfortable chair, and a peaceful life. This inherent humility and lack of ambition made them remarkably resistant to the ring's primary allure. Frodo specifically was the perfect candidate. He was well educated for a hobbit, intelligent, and possessed a deep well of inner strength and resilience that even he didn't know he had. He had a strong sense of right and wrong, and most importantly, he had compassion. Like Bilbo, Frodo showed pity for Gollum, a decision that ultimately proved to be the salvation of Middle-earth. Gandalf explains it best. He tells Frodo that there were other forces at work, beyond any design of the Ringmaker. He suggests that Bilbo was meant to find the ring, and therefore Frodo was meant to have it. This implies a higher power, a providential force guiding events. In Tolkien's deeply Catholic worldview, this is the hand of God, or Iru Ilvatar, working through seemingly small and insignificant events to bring about a greater good. The choice of Frodo wasn't about finding the strongest warrior or the most powerful wizard. It was about finding the person with the greatest resistance to corruption. It was a test of character, not of strength. The ring's power is the desire for power. Therefore, the only one who could carry it was someone who did not want it. Frodo volunteered at the Council of Elrond, not out of a desire for glory, but out of a sense of duty and a heartbreaking realization that no one else could. It was an act of immense self-sacrifice. He understood, perhaps better than anyone, that the ring was a burden, a poison that had to be destroyed, not a prize to be won. Of course, Frodo was not immune. The journey took a terrible toll on him. The longer he carried the ring, the more it wore him down, physically and spiritually. By the end, at the very crux of doom, he finally succumbed and claimed the ring for his own. He failed. And this is the final, brilliant piece of Tolkien's story. No single person, not even the good-hearted Frodo, could have willingly destroyed the ring. Its power was too absolute at the heart of Sauron's domain. The mission was saved by that earlier act of mercy. Because Frodo had spared Gollum's life, Gollum was there at the end. In his desperate attempt to reclaim his precious, he bit off Frodo's finger and, in his moment of triumph, tumbled into the fire, destroying both himself and the ring. So, the ring didn't choose Frodo. A series of events, guided by chance, fate, and perhaps a divine hand, placed the ring in his care. Frodo was chosen by Gandalf and the Council of Elrond because his hobbit nature, his humility, his resilience, and his lack of ambition made him the best possible person to resist its corruption. He was the only one who could carry the burden all the way to the end, where his own earlier compassion created the circumstances for the ring's final, unforeseen destruction. The greatest hero of the story wasn't a king or a wizard, but a small person with a very big heart. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the lore of Middle-earth, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next video. See you then!